I welcome you all to today's episode of Learn. So today we will be studying a very powerful mathematics topic titled Simultaneous Linear Equations. And if you were with me all through the series where we solved questions on algebra, then you are very qualified to take this course because this is an advanced algebraic equation. All along we solved problems involving one unknown in the previous questions we have been solving, but now that you have graduated to this topic of simultaneous equation, we want to solve questions that involve more than one unknown, which can be two or three, but because of the scope of this study, we will just limit it to two unknowns. And so we say that simultaneous linear equations are those equations involving two or more variables solved at the same time simultaneously. So when we have a situation where we have two unknown variables that needs to be found, mathematically simultaneous equation is the solution that we need. As a general case for two variable pair of equations, we have the equation of this form. So any equation we have of this form is a simultaneous equation where a, b, c, d, g and f are constants while x and y are the unknown variables. So because of the scope of this study, elementary simultaneous linear equations, we will just be considering two methods in which we will solve it, though we have the graphical method of solving this as well, but we will not go into that now for the scope of this study. So we'll just basically consider the substitution method and the elimination method. Now, the substitution method, as I stated here, it involves replacing or substituting one of the unknown variables to enhance or simplify the solving process to find the other unknown variable. It means that we have to replace something. We can replace x to find y, or replace y to find x. We just have to remove something to put another thing. Then the second method, elimination method, which involves complete reduction of one of the unknown variables to enhance the solving process, means that we have to eliminate. To eliminate means to kill, to remove completely. So we will either have to remove x completely and consider only y, or we remove y completely and consider only x. That is what elimination method involves. We'll have to kill one of the unknown variables and then find the other unknown variables. So with this said and done, we have some worked example that will further help boost our intelligence quotient. Okay, so solving these exercises, we should be very much familiar of what simultaneous equation involving substitution method involves. So I hope you have a very nice time with me. If you were with me all through the process where we solved questions on algebra, then this shouldn't pose as a challenge because we'll just be doing what we have been doing all along, which involves collecting like terms, expansion of the algebraic expression and all. So just a little much difference and then we are good. So let's consider the exercise we have been given here. We have that x is 2x plus y and 2x plus 3y is equals to 9. So that's a very simple approach which we will consider now. As we are considering simultaneous equation involving substitution, for us to properly understand what substitution means, let's assume I'm cooking a pot of soup and I choose to make my soup with meat, and someone else chooses to make his soup with fish. Now I can decide that, okay, I don't want to use meat anymore, I want to use fish. So I have to substitute my meat for fish. It means that I will remove meat and put fish. Anywhere I see meat, I remove meat and put fish. Simple. That is what substitution is all about. Now we have in this equation that x is equals to 2 plus y. It means that x has the same power as 2 plus y. X can do what 2 plus y can do, and 2 plus y can do what x can do. So it means that in the next equation, our equation 2, anywhere we see x, we should remove it and put 2 plus y. Once we understand this, then we are very good to go with simultaneous equation involving substitution. There's no rocket science about it, no complex equation, nothing. Just remove x and replace it with 2 plus y, and that is all. So let's quickly consider that in a minute. Okay, so my friends, this is the question. X equals to 2 plus y and 2x plus 3y equals to 9, as we have in our first question. And so we are to replace x. That means we are substituting x. Everywhere we see x in equation 2, we should remove it and put 2 plus y, and that is all we have to do. So let's quickly do that in a split second. 2 bracket 2 plus y, we are no longer considering x because we are replacing it with 2 plus y, and then plus 3y equals 9. And if you have followed me through in the previous classes, then you should know how we are doing this. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 times y is 2y, plus 3y equals 9. I believe we all know what I am doing here. Okay, so we can do this. This is 4 plus 2y plus 3y is 5y. Okay, it's just like saying 2 boys plus 3 boys, that is 5 boys. Okay, and then we have this 9. And if you have been following through in my previous classes, you should know what we are doing here. We are simply collecting like terms, and we know that when plus 4 is crossing over to the other side, it becomes negative 4, and as such we have that 5y is equals to 9 minus 5 is 5. And if you have been following through before now, you will notice that I do this, I divide both sides by the coefficient of y. So we have that y is equals to 5 divided by 5, which is equals to 1. And I believe this is simple. We all can do this. So this said and done, we should not forget that our x is equals to 2 plus y. We have gotten a value for y, which is 1. So for us to get x, we just quickly come back to our equation 1. So from equation 1, so from our equation 1, we see that x is equals to 2 plus y. X is equals to 2 plus y, and that is what we have here. X equals to 2 plus y in our equation 1. So we have gotten our y to be 1. Y is equals to 1. So that means that our x is equals to 2 plus 1. I hope that is understood, and that leaves our x to be what? 3. So therefore we have solved this problem, giving us that x is equals to 3 and y is equals to 1, and these are the solution to our simultaneous equation. X is equals to 1 and x is equals to 3 and y is equals to 1. Okay, my people, so here is our second exercise that we have as given here from our question. X minus y equals to 3 and 2x plus y equals to 3. So we are solving these two using substitution method, and just like we did before, we want to make x the subject of the formula. That way we can just say that x is equals to 3 plus y. Why this is so is because this negative y comes to the other side. I don't want x to be in the same place with y, so I want x to be alone. I want him to be king in this domain so that I can easily remove him and put him or her over here. Please, sorry for using the terminologies I'm using. Okay, so I'm trying to remove x here so that I can have it independent of y. So y have to come to this side, making it 3 plus y. So easily, just as we did before, we can remove x in equation 2 and put 3 plus y. So we can just call this our equation 3 so that we can use it easily to find our x later on. So we say 2x plus y equals 3. That gives us that 2. Remember, we are to replace x with 3 plus y, so we put 3 plus y, then plus this y here, equals 3. I believe you are following. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2y plus y is equals 3. I believe you are following. That will leave us with 6 plus 3y equals 3. And when we have this, we can say that 3y is equals to 3 minus 6. I hope we know how this 6 becomes negative, and then that will give us that 3y is equals to negative 3, and we can divide both sides by 3. So this will leave us with 3 cancel 3. So we have that our y is equals to negative 1. I believe this is simple enough for us to comprehend. So now that we have gotten our y, we can easily substitute y in equation 3. So from our equation 3, x is equals to 3 plus y. So let's put that down from equation 3. Okay, we have that our x is equals to 3 plus y. Why we choose to use this is because we just get our answer straight up. We get our answer immediately. Okay, so let's do this. Remember that we have gotten y to be negative 1. So we say x is equals to 3 plus negative 1. And please, we should know that when we have a positive and negative sign multiplying each other, it turns out to be negative. So that is 3 subtract 1. So we have that our x will be equals to 2, as 3 subtract 1 is 2. So that leaves us that our x for this simultaneous equation above is 2, while our y is negative 1. I believe that is simple enough for us to comprehend as we look into the third question shortly. Okay, my beautiful friends, this is the question for the third exercise. X minus 5 equals to y, and 3x minus 2y equals to 11. So if I really understand this problem very well, I can just see that from my equation 1 that I have y already to be equals to x minus 5. I just want us to see that it doesn't really have to be about x. The world does not revolve around x only. So our y can also be equals to x minus 5. So that means we will replace y with x minus 5 everywhere we see y in equation 2. So let's do that. So as we have this, so this is our equation 3. Okay, it's originally equation 1. So, and this is our equation 2. So my beautiful friends, sorry for this, let me just write it this way. Okay, so this equation here is the same as this. X minus 5 equals to y is the same as y equals to x minus 5. So we replace y with x minus 5 everywhere in equation 2. So that gives us that 3x minus 2y equals 11. So we have 3x minus 2. Everywhere we see y, we replace it with, oh, sorry for this. So I'll take this again. So this is our equation 2, 3x minus 2y equals to 11, which is this. Now we are replacing y with x minus 5. So that gives us this 3x minus 2 brackets x minus 5 equals 11. I believe this is good. So let's do this. 3x minus 2x, that is 2 multiplied by x here, then negative 2 multiplied by negative 5, that will give us positive 10, which is equals to 11. I believe this is understood. 3x minus 2x, that gives us x plus 10 equals 11. So we all know this, that x will therefore be 11 subtract 10, and that gives us that our x is equals to 1. I believe this is simple enough for us to comprehend, and when we have gotten our x to be equals to 1, we should recollect that y is equals to x minus 5. So our y is equals to x minus 5, and this was from our equation 2 of that, okay, from our equation 1 of that question, x minus 5 equals to y. So with that said and done, we can just say this: y is equals to 1 subtract 5, and that gives us that y is equals to negative 4. So that leaves us that our x is 1 as our final answer, x equals to 1, and then our y is equals to negative 4. I believe this is simple enough for us to comprehend. So thank you for staying through with me as we consider the last solution in a split second. Okay, thank you for staying with me. So this is the question: x minus y equals to 2 and 5x minus 4y equals to 9. That is our fourth question that was given to us to solve. X minus y equals to 2 and 5x minus 4y equals to 9. So to solve this, to just make it very easy for us, from equation 1 we can say that our x is equals to 2 plus y. Why I am doing this so is so that I can have x to be independent of y. X needs to be on its own for it to be able to be put into equation 2 as 2 plus y. So now that we have that done, so let's begin our substitution process. We say 5x minus 4y equals 9. I believe we know what I am doing here. So I have made x to be 2 plus y. This 2 is this, and then the y comes over to this other side. So that is how we have x as this. And then this question is our equation 2. 5x minus 4y equals to 9. And when we have this, so we can easily remove our x for 2 plus y minus 4y equals 9. Okay, so let's multiply this. Let me write this properly. I'm a bit tired, so but I have to make these sacrifices for my students so that they can get the best in their academic life. Okay, so we have 5 times 2. This gives us 10 plus 5 times y, that gives us 5y minus 4y equals 9. And when we have this, we can say 10, 5y minus 4y, that leaves us with y, because 5 minus 4 is 1, and then equals to 9. And when we have this, we can simply say that our y is equals to 9 subtract 10. I believe how we know this is negative, because it's crossing over to the other side, and we have our y to be negative 1. Okay, with that said and done, so if our y is -1, we should recollect here that x is 2 plus y. So we have x, which is equals to 2 plus y. That means anywhere we see y, we remove it and put -1. And just as we did before, our x is equals to 2 subtract 1, because plus times minus 1 is -1. So that will leave us with our x is equals to 1. That means that we have solved for our x to be 1 and our y to be -1. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful students, my fans all over, for staying with me on today's episode of Learn. I believe you have learned a lot as we solve problems on simultaneous equation involving substitution method. Stick with me in the next lesson as I'll be looking into elimination method. I promise you to have the best value for your time as I give you real value in real time, helping you become the best version of yourself. So stay with me in the next class and in the next lesson. Don't forget to support me by clicking on the like and the subscription button, and also recommend me to your friends and associates so that we can build a large educational network and be the best versions of ourselves ever. Thank you and have a blessed day ahead.